A portion of this video is sponsored by ZEISS Vision USA. Today, we're taking a look into a brand new lens from ZEISS, the Otus ML 1.4 50mm, so stay tuned. I'm certain that many of you all are surprised that ZEISS has a brand new lens on the photography side of things, but it is true. The ZEISS Otus ML 1.4 50 is the first new photo lens from ZEISS in 6 years. So let's take a deep dive and look at some of the features of this brand new lens. The ZEISS Otus 50mm has an all-metal construction with a metal lens hood. It's significantly smaller than the DSLR Otus lenses, with this lens coming in with just a 67mm filter thread. It incorporates the signature yellow text print found on the previous Otus lenses as well. The ZEISS Otus 50 is a manual focusing lens. It features an aperture control ring, which can also be declicked for those who have an interest in this lens for cinematography. Now, unfortunately, I only had 2 days with this lens, and of one of those days, I decided to go out into the city of Atlanta. Yes, you heard that right, Atlanta. I decided to go out and do a POV and share some of my thoughts as I was going around photographing with this new lens. So with that said, let's get right into the city and see how this lens does out in the field. We're looking at this lens. It's kind of my initial impressions of the ZEISS Otus 50 1.4. This is a brand new lens, and it is a native E-mount lens for the Sony system. Okay, so this looks pretty nice here. So let's talk about some of the characteristics of this lens. It's much smaller, as you can see. This is a metal construction body, even a metal lens hood there. And definitely compared to the old DSLRs, much lighter, and especially on a small camera body like the A7C Mark II, feels very nice in the hand. We got some nice conditions, and I'm hoping that I can get in some good positions to get some relatively decent photos. Now, normally this has water, but every time I come here now, this water is never on. Nothing says Atlanta, like stuff just not working, but whatever. But that looks pretty cool. Now, one thing about this being a native lens, as soon as I start adjusting the focus, it automatically will magnify, so that way I can see exactly what's in focus. Oh, and that's spot on. So I have it on an f11 at the current time and moment. And one thing I love about this is I have the nice manual aperture, just like many of you all may be familiar in many of the Sony G Master lenses. Got a little bird action over there. Now, just in looking at this, I wasn't sure if I wanted to frame this just because it's in the shot or get the building by itself. But just so that way it makes sense, it makes more sense to actually have that pillar there. I may step over a little bit, and if I come over here, then I can actually get the building by itself and not get that column. Oh, look at the birds. Oh, that's actually really nice. What I like about this is if you look at the hotel, because it's just all glass, you're kind of getting this nice reflection off of that. And with the sunset, that just looks really nice. So I'm coming over a little bit to my right, just so that way I get this column out of the way. Oh, looks so good. Now for that, I'm catching that building over there. But because it's so far away, and that's the Bank of America Tower that's here in downtown, because it's so far away, I kind of wanted to see what it looks like with this yellow wall here, but then I angled up so that way I come over that wall and you just have all this cloud action. And so once I go into post, I'll probably kind of maybe crop a little bit of the top, and I just want to see that little pencil building that's up there. I think that'll make for a cool shot. It has been a minute since I've shot with a 50. I'm kind of having to reprogram my thinking a little bit in terms of composition since I'm not used to the 50 as often, but it's working out pretty well so far. I hate these trees, are kind of dead, but I wanted to get a little bit, capture some images that kind of shows off a little bit of the beautiful bokeh from the lens. Now for that shot, I wasn't all the way wide open. I think I was about f2, but maybe we can get a shot that's at wide open on 1.4. We'll see. So there's a little flower bed over here, so maybe we can get something over here with this. So we're gonna come all the way down on f1.4, and I want to see just how close can we get with the focus on this. So when utilizing this lens, one thing that I've noticed is, as I focus on things that are further out versus close, it has an ultra long focus throw. So if you're trying to quickly focus on something that's well in the distance, after focusing on something really close, it's gonna take a while for it to travel that whole distance. So that's just something that I'm noticing in shooting with this lens. Much wider focus throw than, say, what I had on the ZEISS Loxia lenses. I certainly hope that you enjoyed this overview of the brand new ZEISS Otus ML 50mm lens. This lens will be available in the coming months, and it will retail for $2,499. So as always, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you all in the next video.